Hey, good afternoon. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert, if we could still call them that. The curve seems to be relatively flat, at least for the summer. Steve DeHaas, first man in, and I happen to know that it is Steve's birthday today, so happy birthday, Steve DeHaas. And I see Andreas Postler here from Germany, and Slim Edelman from Tucson, and Connie Adams from Santa Barbara. Is that correct? And Barry Taylor is here, Ken Nashif. So you're postponing your Wednesday meeting so you can hear some Gary Davis. Well, it's the third song in if you want to run off for a little while. And Rhonda Scott Merrick is here, Debbie Moore, Terry St. James. Hey, Terry. And Deb Leby Clark, David Arthur Ratcliffe, S.A. Tudhope, Christian Jekyll, and Steve Davidson. Lots of old friends and new friends here. So let's clink. So I have some coffee here. Pete's Major Dickinson's blend. This one is half calf. I clink you to good fellowship and good coffee and good music and all that stuff. And I do want to point out, several people have commented and asked if I've ever poked myself in the eye with my spoon, and the answer is no. I'm a grown-up. I've done a lot of stupid shit in my day, but I have yet to poke myself in the eye with my spoon. So there you have it. Philip Tanswell's here in the UK. He's on YouTube. Kathy Marzik. Good to see you all here. Ann Mintz and Howard Hobbs. Howard Hobbs out there in Minnesota. And Dave Mason over there in Scotland. That young boy must have worked mighty hard. He saved $37 for a new guitar. And when he got her, she looked pretty plain. Just cheap white paint for the Gibson name. He played on the streets for quite a while. And he got called up by the Army Corps. Dodging the draft was not his style. So him and that Gibson went to war. She could tell some tales if she could speak of where she's been, what she's seen. She can make these walls and windows shake. She don't speak, but she sure can sing. Came back from the war alive, but he traded her in on a J45. And then a tough young woman had her for a while. She played the blues in the Memphis style. Now she was living a juke joint life. She became a country singer's wife. And he strummed that Gibson without much grace. He strummed the finish right off her face. In 1960 she got sold. By then she was looking pretty old. a folk singer had her by his side when he rode down on the Freedom Ride. Now that was hard traveling, I declare. He was lucky not to get murdered there. Late last, way down south on a violent night, her back got stove in a fight. She could tell some tales if she could speak, where she's been, what she's seen. She can make these walls and windows shake. She don't speak, but she sure can sing. I found her in a pawn shop, priced to sell. They weren't asking much 'cause she looked like hell. I tuned her up and strummed a chord. All I could say was, oh my Lord. 'Cause now she sounds like a wise old sage. Some things only come with age, and most of these people are dead and gone. But this old Gibson, she still lives on. I don't know if you can see where her back got stove in here. Let me see if I can catch the light right. You can see all the repairs there, right down there on the bottom. She's been around the block, all right. My dear little 34 Gibson, which sold new for $37 in 1934. And had this silkscreen headstock. You know, this Gibson on the headstock is just silkscreen paint, where the Martins either had a gold foil decal with the fancy script, or they had pearl inlays down the head that said C.F. Martin down the headstock on the more expensive ones. This was a blue-collar guitar, poor man's guitar. This next one is from Cole Porter. Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they allow you to go. When you're near, there's such a air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. And there's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor every time we say goodbye. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. And there's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor every time we say goodbye. Every Time We Say Goodbye by Cole Porter. Just a lovely song. So let me see who I'm missing here. I'm going to scroll back a little ways because I haven't been saying much. Mel Rivera is here, and Kate Mack, I think I said hi to, and Terry too. Terry St. James says it is 90 degrees in Montreal. It's about the same down here, Terry. It's not much cooler or warmer. Let me see. I see you all. Johnson Hogg is here. Pardon me. The coffee trying to make a comeback there. Michael Miller is here from North Carolina. I have two Michael Miller friends, and the other one I will see next week at Sam W. And Ken Terrell. Thank you, Ken. David Harleyson is out there in Arkansas. And Rich Fowler and Judy Wong, who I will see next week. And I think that's about it. Helene Tober Fowler is here. Hi, Helene. And Lori Payne. Hi, Lori. Ann Mintz, I said hi to. I think I got just about everybody. Let me roll through here so we're not here all day. So some announcements. There is, as usual, a PayPal link right about there and a Venmo link. You could help cover the dog sitting fees for Charlie for next week. Charlie is right over here, but he's not in sight, but he's being a good boy. He's really has not totally recovered from the trauma of 4th of July fireworks. I could just wring the necks of those people who, I wait until like 11 o'clock at night on July 4th to take them out back, and they're still blowing off fireworks. But don't get me started. So anyhow, Charlie, he's hopefully recovering, but I think he was really traumatized. Next year we're going to have to do some real advanced work to get him counter-conditioned to the noise. Hello to the Invisibles, Kit Serikaku. I note somebody said she's here. And happy birthday month, Kit. And Judith Fox and Joel Biget and Mario Prue. And there are other Invisibles who have become invisible or have showed up later. And I'm sorry if I can't see your names here right now. Jim Greco's here. Hi, Jim. So I'm going away. So the next concert I do will be not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, which is July 16th. Likewise, my good friends Cozy and Charlie are going to be at Sam W. with me, Summer Acoustic Music Week in New Hampshire. And so they also will not be doing their Tuesday show next week. People can correct me here, but if I'm guessing right, Helen Avakian and David Irwin will be doing their show tomorrow night, Thursday. And you can look up Helen's page, Avakian, Avakian. She's a great guitar player, and so is her spouse, David. On Friday, Slim is probably doing his show at 3:30 Eastern Time, and Bunny may or may not be doing her show at 4 o'clock. I'm not sure if she might be off to a camp herself. On Saturday, Dakota Dave Hull at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and Warren Bendler at 3 p.m., unless he says otherwise. And Steve Edelman says hashtag 30 p.m. Eastern Time. So he might issue an update on that. I'm not quite sure what that is. Ken Nashif is back in time to hear his song here. Appropriately played on a Gibson, but not the Gibson Ken would most like to see. I'm sorry. I put it in the photo for you, though. I just rewatched a friend of mine on a Zoom meeting, let me see which one of these is the right one, mentioned that there is a documentary on David Bromberg, which you can watch on Amazon Prime. And I said, oh, wow, that's neat. I'll have to look that up. And then I looked it up and said, oh, yeah, I saw this years ago. So it's not a new one. It was made about 10 years ago, but it's a great documentary. It's called Unsung Treasure or something like that. So look it up on Amazon Prime. It's free if you're a Prime member. And that's worth mentioning, partially because David was a student of Reverend Gary Davis. And this is going to be a Reverend Gary Davis tune. Other announcements. Oh, the new guitar, my pre-war guitars company guitar, unfortunately is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. I'd hoped to have it today. So you'll have to wait. If I'm feeling a little bit like a lunatic, I may do an online unboxing or something like that with it when it comes. We'll see how the day progresses. Keep your eye out on my page, and I'll post something if I'm going to do that. And I want to thank people who reached out. My buddy Doug Tanner, who some of you may have seen on this page, because he and I have done a couple online concerts together. And Doug is a friend of mine from back at Kent State. I've known him since 1968. And he was traveling in Pennsylvania, and he fell and broke 5 ribs and lacerated his liver. So he's in a trauma center in York, Pennsylvania. And we reached out, and through the auspices, I don't want to name the person who his wife is staying with, because I don't know if she wants to be named, but through our friend Annie Patterson, who's one of the girls from Mars, she had a friend who was house sitting in New York, and she was able to save Doug's wife Lynn from having a bunch of expensive hotel bills by putting her up for a couple of days while they find out how soon Doug will be able to travel and get back home. So anyhow, keep him in your thoughts. Jeffrey Boyle on YouTube. Welcome aboard, Jeffrey. There's somebody else I didn't say hi to. Brian Kuiper. Hi, Brian. And I think that's pretty much everybody. So, the Reverend Gary Davis, right there behind me, right above my thumb, is the iconic photo of the Reverend Gary Davis. And this is his tune called The 12 Sticks, or The Boy Was Playing the Guitar and Kissing the Girl at the Same Time. Well, I hit some of the notes in the tune. It had that Gary Davis, that aged Gary Davis feel back when he was about the age I am now. So, The 12 Sticks. I never have known why it's called The 12 Sticks or where that name came from. Anyhow, let me see if there's anybody here. Debbie Moore is here. I think I'm going to see her next week. And like that. All you folks, I thank you so much for joining me yet again. So have a great week and a half. I will see you on Sunday, July 16th. And by then, I am sure to have the new guitar. We'll just hope. I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles and instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they had flown away. And I've been sifting through the layers of dusty books and faded papers. They tell a story I used to know. It was one that happened so long ago. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Now I heard the owl calling softly as the night was falling with a question, and I replied, but she was gone across the borderline. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Finest hour that I have seen is the one that lies between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Kate Wolf, Across the Great Divide. Be happy and be healthy. Be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. If you get cranky, take a nap. Thanks again. Much love to all of you, and I will hope to see you down the road. Bye-bye.